Hey everyone, this is Mr. Clark here, and in this video I'm going to show you how to put contour lines on your organic form. Now I know I showed this in class the other day, however, a lot of you are struggling with these connecting parts, and I don't blame you. These are very hard areas, they're the hardest part of the project. So I thought it would be a good idea to just make a video to go over this. So, just like I said in class, when you start these, you want to... pencil broke. You want to start it off on an appendage. That way, you know where you're going. Right? This is a very obvious, I just chose this direction. I could have gone the other way. Doesn't really matter. I'm going to make these lines. I'm curving them around to make this look like a tube. Oops. There we go. Okay. Now, I also said in class that when you get to an area you're not sure about, move on to the next. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to do this right here. I'm going to fill in the areas around that I have a pretty good idea how these lines are going to go. This will give me an idea of how this middle bit is going to need to go. All right, having the areas around it is always a good idea. It's gonna go like this. Okay, remember to hook the ends of these lines. If these lines aren't curved, then your form is not going to look curved. All right, so what on earth do we do here? So whenever I come into one of these situations, what I want to do is I want to find a space where I've got a wide open area. I'd say by here on the side, okay? And I'm going to start going in the direction of this line here. Okay, but as soon as I start coming into like another line, right? Or I don't have room on the side, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this turn. And I'm going to follow this line here. It's going to create this little corner bit. And this is going to go, and I've got room on this edge, so I'm going to end it there. And I'm going to hook this line across. Okay? I'm going to do the same thing here. And I'm going to follow this line all the way around. And you're going to see how that looks. Okay? I'm going to go, I'm going to turn. It's going to follow. Boom. As soon as I get to this area, I follow this line here. Okay, and this can probably turn like so. And I don't think we really have room for a line there. All right, so this area here might look weird, but it shouldn't, because this just shows you that the form is coming up like this in this area. Whenever you have like a circle, it shows that it's going to be pushing forwards, okay, into three-dimensional space. All right. So that is one of these connecting areas. Let's do another. Let's move this around. We're going to do this area right here. Okay. I'm going to, let's not follow I'm going to go this way instead. Doesn't matter which direction I start in. Okay. It really doesn't. As long as it's consistent. And again, when I get to an area I'm not sure about, I skip it and save it for later. The more information you have on the page, the easier it is for you to figure out what to do with it. Okay, I flatten this area out because that's the edge of this. If I would have started at this area, I would have mimicked this edge here a little bit more. Okay, but I didn't even notice it. Getting the page dirty with my hands. Okay. Alright. So let's do this. Alright, I made this little divot because I want to mimic this end. And what it's going to look like, it's going to look like a channel is happening right through here. Hook around, and then I'm going to come in through here, dip down, up, down, around. And because this is consistent, it is going to look like that's the form. Okay? And I can even carry this through the rest of the shape if I wanted to and make it more dramatic. Like so. I'm using a really wide mark so you can see it better on the video. Okay, otherwise I'd be doing this really lightly with pencil. Notice how I'm keeping this divot, okay? Because when we go to shade it, I'll be able to make this really dark and it'll seem like I've got like a wavy rock. Okay, now this, oh, man, I broke my pencil. New pencil. All right. This is gonna come up and around, and I'm gonna keep this pattern here all the way through this edge, and I'm gonna have it curl. Okay, I might change this end once I do this appendage. Okay, I'm not sure though, and in fact, I think I'm gonna figure that out right now. All right, I'm gonna follow this edge here, like so. Now this time, I'm gonna want to have this disappear. All right, just to show you what that looks like. All right, so each time I do this, I'm gonna try to do it less and less and less until this just becomes a curved line. Oh, missed the edge there. Okay. And I can control the way this looks in 3 dimensions by the repetition of the line and what I repeat and what I smooth out. All right, now this line is going to be difficult because I'm going through a very large area. Okay, and I have no breaks in this area. But if I pay attention to this line, I should be able to figure it out. Let's see. Already I feel like this is too flat, but that's okay. I'm just going to peel that off right there. Okay? So, handle one of these weird areas. Okay? You've got one area where this little divot disappears, and one area where this divot travels all the way through this form, okay? And we read this as it's coming up and down and up again, okay? So those are 2 examples of how to handle these complex forms with contour line.